Hello everyone, watch this review here where they look at, hmm, Biggara, one of the figures from the Four Horsemen's, exclusive figure line, the Seventh Kingdom. Now I absolutely adore the Four Horsemen's designs for these separate lines. Unfortunately, they're all exclusives half the time, and, a lot of the older ones are really pricey. For instance, I really want to get one of the Minotaur ones, but whenever they do pop up on like eBay or whatever, they end up going for like 80 bucks loose, and that's just the most common ones, like 80 loose. The ones that aren't the Smurfitar Zethius go for, I think it's over close to 100 loose, and then for in mint and card, just forget about it. But they do very neat designs, but the way that they sort of handle it is they sort of do like a whole mess at a time where it's basically slightly retooled looks. In this case, it's all female characters, mostly cat warriors, with a few exceptions. They did two metal chicks, this one warrior chick, and they also did this one princess one who's not actually listed on the box, or queen or whatever. But there's really spectacular, sort of interesting designs that not a ton of people are all that knowledgeable, I think. I first learned about the series back when I just glanced at an issue of, I think, Toy Fair or whatever, one of those toy company magazines that have since gone out of business, and just really absolutely was interested in this stuff. So I do have Biggara as well as Batafear. I'm not sure if I'll be picking anything else up in the line. I think I kind of do want, her name is Alundra, and then possibly also Isadora. Yeah. But yeah, just really awesome stuff. So, last second and I'll get her out of pack. Okay, to start things off, I should mention that the packaging, like a lot of toy companies that have these sort of indie lines, it's a sort of cheaper packaging in that it's not physically glued to the card. The advantage to that is where it just sort of folds over these little flaps here. You can actually put the figure right back onto the card without any issue. You could store it mint on card despite, technically not being mint at that point. So I mean, it's a sort of really nifty storage option, although I don't think I'll be doing that. I imagine once she's on the shelf for good. Nor will I probably save most of the packaging, so I already have the one for Batafear as well. Really like this kick-ass logo here. It's pretty cool stuff. Now, usually when you're getting an indie line, it can often be a mixed bag. You don't know the company, you don't know the quality of the line, and so forth. But whereas this company, well, these artists produce for Mattel, and some fairly popular lines at that, you more or less know what to expect. I mean, these are well articulated. In fact, they're kind of better articulated than the DC Universe Classics line. So they even have the double pins at the elbows, they have ankle pivot, all that good stuff. Legs, not a ton of movement though. Now she comes with two weapons. I believe all the figures have the same two weapons. Sort of sword thing and a spear. Kind of cool logo here. They're both kind of brittle. It's made from some sort of resin. Whereas the rest of the figures just more of a normal plastic. Though it does feel a little bit more brittle than the Classics line. Now I mostly picked this up, well, several reasons, but mostly I do like sort of animal warriors. I think it's kind of a cool concept, especially cat warriors. That's also why I picked up Chief Carnivis, who thankfully she does scale very well against. Given that it's a female character, should be a little bit shorter, so that's pretty neat. Carnivis, of course, is from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. And even though there's I guess, sort of slightly different styles, the faces and stuff, the two characters look natural enough that when posed next to each other, they kind of look like they're almost from the same continuity. Cause, they're even sort of dressed the same, which is kind of weird considering this is a male character and it's a female character, so yeah, I mean, they both have loincloths, greaves, and then just some upper chest things with their exposed midriffs here. It's kind of weird. Eh, whatever. Just move him out of the way. Now, where I suppose most of the sculpts in this line are kind of the same, you know, just looking at this is more or less what you'll get. Obvious exception being the two human characters and the sort of machine ones, although even there, I think it's just a difference of head sculpt for the sort of machine ones. I'm not sure if they're actually machine ones. And the human ones, I think, have additional accessories, like Alundra has that whole cape. By the way, you can attach the weapons right to the back here, as so, or as such. You know, I can't get them to go in, and I don't want to risk breaking them. Meh. But broadly speaking, like I was saying, I think most of the aspects of the sculpts are probably the same. I mean, they might do different hand bits here, and then obviously since she has paws for feet, and then obviously different heads. But if you notice, they didn't bother sculpting any fur or anything for most of the body, like they did for the paws here. Nothing on the hands either, although, you know, probably not weird. And then the head has the fur sort of sculpted in. Decent amount of detailing. You'll notice that the whole sort of chest plate here has got a lot of stuff going on. This medallion or something, I guess you could sort of pull it up to reveal that there's another sort of symbol underneath it. I think this is probably a unique bit as well. This is sort of a leaf shape, and then the other one's probably something else. Crazy looking necklace though. And she's got pierced ears because, you know, cats have pierced ears. Quick run through of articulation. You have rotation at the wrist, double pins at the elbows here, great range of motion. Rotation at bicep, ball jointed shoulders. They've exposed pin joints at the shoulders though, which I don't know why they did that. You know, this is a company or designers that should know better, so it's just a really weird choice. Because I mean, exposed pin joints are really ugly for shoulders. Head only rotates, which is kind of weird. I guess there's a tiny amount of up and down. Probably just impeded by the necklace here. Ab crunch. Really good range. And then waist rotates, legs kick out a little bit. Really gimped motion. There's also some side motion. I think it's just impeded by the whole dress or skirt here. Double pin at the knee, really great range. Down here at the ankle, tremendous range forward back. Then you have ankle pivot, which is awesome. Now I really dig the sort of look of this, especially the color choice. I think it blends pretty well. Imagine all the different armored bits of the characters are probably a little bit different. And, you know, there's, even though it's the same basic sculpt, between the fact that the characters will have different patterning on their fur and, you know, different armor, they will sort of, you know, look a little bit, I don't want to say different again, but I'm trying to think of bits in them. Well, I mean, there'll be a variety, despite, you know, basically being in the same mold. It's kind of like if you stack a whole bunch of, like, Seekers or whatever from Transformers. I forgot the fact that she has a tail here, which has no articulation, so, yeah. But yeah, really decent figure if you have the chance. Would recommend picking up at least one from the series. Not sure where you'd be able to buy it to this point. I did pick these up from Big Bad Toy Store quite a while ago, and each of the ones for this line went to a different retailer for exclusives, although I expect if you check eBay occasionally they might pop up or something. Probably would recommend though. I mean, it's pretty cool even if you just buy one from the series. For an additional quick scale comparison, here's the Marvel Legends Wave 10 Spider-Man and the DC Universe Classics Wave 6 Superman. As you can see, she fits in rather nicely in the 6-inch scale, and I mean, even with like 7-inch scaled characters, probably be okay given that females tend to be a little bit shorter anyway, so